Hello, this is Taylor Whitman, and I am going to be doing this presentation for my advanced cost accounting class. But it's asking us to present on an article from either or from the CFO.com website, and one that I chose that has been talked about a lot recently. Like the main topic going around today is coronavirus. And with this current pandemic. So the article I chose to present on today is titled CFOs Respond to Rapidly to Pandemic. It's an article written by Vincent Ryan and that you can find on the CFO's website right now. This current pandemic has had a lot of impact on our world and our economy and just everything as we know it. Businesses have really struggled as a result of this, whether it be or all kinds, like especially like restaurants and different things that and other local businesses that normally need people there to be able to work properly and be able to get their revenues going, which just isn't possible during this pandemic with social distancing and other responses that have been necessary as a result. And it's been really hard for businesses to be able to recover and continue, as a lot of them have had to be shut down. And going off of that, it's had a big impact on our lives and the economy. And this is one thing that was mentioned in this article, a quote by Vincent Ryan here, talking about this. He says, weak consumer demand from social distancing and state and city lockdowns punished some sectors early, but it didn't take long for the effects to ripple across the country. To survive the revenue and profit impacts, the 333 finance executives responding to the survey said they were willing to take immediate financial action. And that's what businesses have to do, and the executive of these businesses have to do. They got to take action, otherwise they can't minimize the potential effects from this current pandemic. In this article as well, it talked about what CFOs thought were their most pressing concerns for their executive team during this pandemic. They gave a graph, which is in this PowerPoint that I'm reading off of, and like it shows that their biggest worry is the length of the economic downturn. How long is this going to last? How long is our businesses going to be shut down to this capacity? And similarly, like, how are we going to get cash with the cash flows as there's not as much consumer demand, and that's one of their worries is the weak customer demand, and that came in at 43%. Other worries that they had, I'll just list off a few. There's the supply chain disruption, and that came in at 31%. The government policy / the legislative response to this whole pandemic and what policies have been implemented, that came in at 23%. Access to capital is 20%. Rising input or commodity costs is 4%. Other was 4%. So there's a lot of different worries here, but a lot of them that will impact businesses in a direct way, and especially cash, like the importance of cash flow. And that's what I'll talk about here last of all. And like you saw, that was the second biggest worry for CFOs. And like there have been many responses during this pandemic to help with cash flows, whether it's been to conserve their cash, not spend nearly as much, or to reduce their expenses in whatever way they can, whether that be layoffs or other things. It's been rough for the economy, but also what has had to happen with with things that have had to be implemented during this pandemic. But like these businesses are doing what they can to stay afloat, and they're hoping that this economic downturn at the moment is temporary and that things can return to normal soon. and that's what they're doing their best to be able to conserve their cash, reduce their expenses, and like many just aren't investing as much either as a result because they need what they can. But anyway, that's what I like to or wanted to talk about today in this presentation. Thank you very much.